The young girl tripped and fell, accidentally tumbling into the swimming pool. Not long after, her father returned home to find she was missing. Panicked, he rushed to the pool, only to discover her floating lifelessly. When he tried to pull her out, he realized her shoelace was tightly tangled, trapping her underwater. She hadn't been able to escape. That moment would haunt him for the rest of his life. Just moments earlier, his daughter had asked him to catch butterflies with her. He'd brushed her off and gone next door instead. In that short span of time, tragedy had struck. 5 years later, he still couldn't forgive himself. His wife had left him. Everything had unraveled. But then a miracle happened. One night, he walked through a narrow corridor and suddenly emerged into broad daylight. Shocked, he saw another version of himself heading to the neighbor's house. That's when he realized he had traveled back in time, exactly 5 years to the day of the accident. Heaven had given him a second chance. Jack took off running but was hit by a truck. Ignoring the pain, he kept going. This time, he reached the pool just as his daughter was falling in. He untied her shoelace and pulled her out, saving the daughter he hadn't seen in 5 years. Holding her tight, he kept asking himself if this was real. That night, after putting her to sleep, he broke down in tears, overwhelmed with happiness. But a troubling question remained. What would happen when he came face to face with the other version of himself? To keep things clear, we'll call the version from 5 years ago Little Jack. Little Jack had just come back from the neighbors when he noticed a stranger sneaking around his house. Grabbing a weapon, he swung, and Jack, panicked, stabbed him in the artery with a pencil. Little Jack died on the spot. Jack never meant to kill himself, but it happened. As for why he didn't vanish afterward, maybe it was a parallel universe. Jack awkwardly dealt with the body, cut off his scruffy long hair, and decided to take over his old life. When his wife came home, she didn't notice anything strange. But as always, if something can go wrong, it will. The daughter had woken up during the chaos and seen everything. Though the two Jacks looked identical, she knew this wasn't her real dad. From then on, she started drifting away from him. Then came an unexpected twist. One day, Jack picked her up from school, and she immediately recognized her music teacher as her mother's second husband 5 years into the future.
Kommen Sie Meier von mir. Ich stimmt nicht.
On the way home, Jack noticed she didn't like music class, so he told her if she gave him a hug, he'd cancel the class for her. Her attitude flipped instantly. That little trick never failed for Jack. Meanwhile, his wife started noticing the changes. He was no longer the absent, emotionally distant man she once knew. Their frozen relationship began to thaw. Everything seemed to be turning around, until an unexpected event shattered the dream.